Hey guys, this is Olga with AskYourSoul.org, and today I wanted to do another pick a card video where the question will be, what does your soul want you to know? So, if you are attracted to this video for whatever reason, I believe that it's your intuition leading you towards it. So, what I ask you to do is to please choose one of these piles. Don't overthink it, just really let your intuition guide you with this. Maybe you'll even see like a number 1 or a number 2 in your mind's eye, or you'll just feel drawn to one of these beautiful stones. Whichever it is, just go with the flow, go with your intuition. The timestamps are included below, as are the decks I'm using, and I think I'm also going to include these beautiful stones because I'm sure some people are going to be like, where'd you get them? I love them. Aren't they so cute? Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and let you know what your soul wants you to know right now. Okay, so this is pile number 1. And let's see here. And then we'll read this one last, as I usually do. So I feel like you might be kind of feeling a little bit stuck in your life, and you're wondering why things are the way they are. And you feel like everything, like you feel like you have to go through, you keep going through the same situations that are really not letting you progress or are not serving you in the way that you wish they were. And you're constantly like waiting for things to shift and for things to change. But they're not. And so you're wondering why. Like, why am I stuck? Why am I not moving forward in the way that I wanted to? And so your soul wants you to know that you have a lot of power in the way that things are in your life, even if you don't feel like it. And a lot of it has to do with your ability to visualize an outcome that you would like. A lot of it has to do with your confidence in the way that things are going to work out. So more than anything, it's about you being able to imagine what you would love to see in your life. What would you love to change? And if you don't feel like things are moving fast enough, he wants you to know that things are moving in a perfect way, actually. They are moving in the way that they're supposed to be moving. But because you keep coming across the same situation over and over, and maybe the same type of people, it's taking longer than it would have otherwise. But more than anything, it's a matter of your confidence and your trust that it's going to work out, and it's also a matter of your ability to imagine a different outcome. I think more than anything, it's about your trust that things are going to change. It also wants you to know that you need to take care of your body and your mind more. You know, you're constantly growing, you're constantly expanding. There is this infinite love that's always available to you if you only reach out for it. You know, if you only say a prayer, if you let God know that you need him or her or it in your life, it's going to be there. But it's important for you to take care of yourself, both physically and mentally, and just make sure that you are feeling well overall, that you're doing what you can to keep your body healthy, to keep your mind healthy, and you are ready and receptive for this love that you may not be feeling right now. And then let's see what the last card tells us. Clairvoyance, Archangel Raziel. I am helping your spiritual sight to awaken fully so you can clearly see heavenly love. Yeah, so exactly like I just said, you know, this love is always available to you, and like even here you can see this heart. It's always there for you, but you do have to be aware and you do have to be open to it. And now you know that angels are working with you to improve your clairvoyant abilities, and maybe this is something you've been asking for, or maybe it's not, but it's happening regardless because for some reason you really need that in your life. I think, again, just, you know, really paying attention to your overall health and your chakras, and maybe researching more about it if you're not familiar. That's going to be really useful, and it's going to help you find all the answers to your questions right now. So yeah, so I'm just feeling like maybe you have been stuck, and you really don't have to be. It's a matter of your being able to open up to this divine love and being able to trust it enough to go on and to imagine the best case scenario that you can given your situation, that's gonna really help you move things quicker. And I just feel like you're at an interesting time in your life, but you are gonna get a lot of your, especially spiritual questions answered, probably in the upcoming months, as you learn more about this, as you expand your consciousness, as you fully embrace the fact that you are experiencing what you're experiencing. Yeah, so I hope you do have faith, and I hope you do whatever you can to focus on the positive and just trust that what you're asking for, you will receive, and the questions you're asking, you will get answered. I hope this resonated with you guys, and if you'd like a personal reading, please reach out to me via askyoursoul.org. Thank you so much for watching. It would mean the world to me if you could like and subscribe if you actually enjoyed this video. Have an awesome day or night. Bye. Okay, and now we're gonna move on to pile number 2 with this gorgeous little crystal. And we're gonna read this one lastly, as I usually do. But let's see these ones first. askyoursoul.org. Just kidding. Okay, let's see. So I'm definitely seeing that there is a decision that you have to make, and it's kind of a confusing one, and you're just not sure what to do about it. So you have a choice. There's a fork in the road. You can go one way or the other, and you're just not sure where the heck to go. And maybe this decision has to do with a relationship that you're thinking about, whether it's worth like making up or not. I think it is kind of an important relationship in your life, maybe not necessarily a love relationship, although it could be, but it's something that's really, like, you're thinking about this a lot. And it's almost like you're wondering if it's worth letting go of, or if you should forgive the person. You're basically just wondering about the outcome, and what your soul wants you to know is that, first of all, you already know all of the answers. All you have to do is really reach within yourself and ask the question and calm your mind and hear the answer, which I know it sounds easy, but it's definitely not an easy thing to do most of the time, especially if you haven't been taught to do that and you're not used to it. It's kind of, it just feels awkward maybe, or strange, or just like you're making up the answers as you're asking the question. But the truth is that you do know the answer deep inside, and you know you do. But it's really important to actually look at this situation from a standpoint of an observer and not let your emotional aspect and your emotional side determine the outcome. Because you might be super mad at someone and you're thinking like, there's no way in the world I'm gonna forgive this person because they've hurt me too much, like I'm over it, it's just not worth it. But there's always two sides to the story, as you know, and sometimes as the time passes, you realize that, hey, like maybe I was also in the wrong, like I don't know. But that's why it's so important to look at any situation from a standpoint of an observer, so that you can be more impartial about this decision, so you don't have to be like emotionally as obsessed and involved in it. But on the one hand, it's a lot of hard work to make that relationship work, and it's something that like you have to be ready for. It is going to be hard work. But on the other hand, there's no place like home. Like there's something really special about it, and there's something that makes you feel like this relationship is integral in your life. It's a part of who you are, and it's really important for you to like figure out whether or not this person is gonna be a part of your life. So again, I want to encourage the idea that you do know the answer, and it's important for you to tune into yourself and ask yourself, what do you think you should do? And without consulting anyone else for this, without listening to a million of other opinions, it's more about like you maybe journaling or meditating and coming up with this idea and this answer by yourself. So I think that's what's important in this situation. But of course, from a higher self point of view, it's always better to forgive and let go and not let any negativity hold you back and hold you down and hold you back from progressing as a soul. So it's whatever you feel in your heart. Like if you could imagine being your own higher self and just seeing the situation or this person from this like soul level, and just seeing like, what do they mean in my life? What do they represent? Like, why are they in my life? Why are we both in each other's life? Then it's going to be easier for you to know what to do, because you are going to be more attuned to the fact that you really mean something to each other. Otherwise, you wouldn't have to struggle with this decision so much. Okay, but let's also see this last card. I'm really curious. It says Clairaudience. Archangel Zadkiel. Notice the loving guidance you hear inside your mind or from other people. Yeah, so this is, as usual, I love the fact that almost every time I use these Archangel cards, they encourage listening to your intuition and kind of, going along with this card, Ask Your Soul, which is, obviously my favorite card in the deck. It's more than anything about what you believe. It's more about just tuning into yourself. I feel like we really don't do enough of that in our lives, and everyone would benefit from doing that. If we were just more honest with ourselves, if we were more open to hearing what our deepest self, what our soul wants us to know, then we could avoid so much crap. But at the same time, everything you go through is necessary in order for you to become who you are. So it's not like, there's no regrets about that. It's just a matter of proceeding from the situation and learning the most from it as much as you can, while really, really tuning into yourself. So it looks like your soul really wants you to listen to your soul, not surprisingly. But it's kind of, I guess, it's reminding you that you know a lot more than you think you do, and a lot of the answers that you're seeking are actually available to you at any point if you're just willing to listen and tune in. So I hope this resonated with you guys. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. And if you'd like a personal reading, definitely reach out to me via askyoursoul.org. Otherwise, have an awesome day or night, and I'll see you soon. Bye. And now we're moving on to pile number 3 with this beautiful heart made of quartz. Alright, I'm gonna read this one last, as I usually do. But let's see what we have here. Light beings. So I think, judging from this spread, your soul really wants you to pay attention to any signs or messages you receive, and to going with the flow and just trusting that this is necessary, and being brutally honest with yourself about what your needs are and what that actually means for you in your life. I think that something is changing, and it may not be the most wanted change for you, but you feel like it's probably inevitable, and your soul is kind of letting you know that it's really important to accept uncertainty sometimes, especially right now when you can see that things are changing pretty much by themselves. It's almost like they're changing independent of you. And that's kind of your sign that this change is necessary, whether or not it seems like a good change at the moment. But I also think this message is more than anything about being honest with yourself, and just being like looking at any situation and understanding that it's happening for the highest good, and making peace with the fact that, okay, things are this way, didn't see that coming, or not how I imagined this would happen, but for some reason this change or whatever needs to happen. And of course, like, the more honest and authentic you are in this situation, or pretty much in any situation, the better the outcome is going to be eventually. So try not to overthink stuff, but definitely pay attention to any signs or clues, or like if you ask for a prayer and then a synchronicity happens and you're like, oh my god, this is exactly what I just said, and synchronicities are always something to pay attention to for sure. But the more willing you are to be with this uncertainty, and the more willing you are to go with the flow and like let life actually lead you and let your soul do what it feels like it should do, the easier this situation or this change is going to be in your life. Yeah, so I feel like it's more than anything, it's about not overthinking stuff and allowing the higher force to guide you, trusting that it is going to be for the highest good, and letting changes happen and take place as they are, and just trusting that even if they don't seem like the best possible change, that's something that needs to happen, and it is going to be eventually for my highest good. And of course, being very honest with yourself and others about who you are, about what you want, and where you're going. And then this card also came up, and it's really interesting because I swear when I pulled it out, I did not notice this face. It's so weird. Like, I'm just like, whoa, this is like a Polaroid, you know? I think I just aged myself here with this comment. But this one is all about reminding you that you're not alone and you are being helped and guided. You are being watched by your guides and your angels, and they are with you. They are always here with us. They always hear our prayers. They always are willing to help us. They can't interfere. They can't do something against our will. But if you ask for it, they're definitely going to help, and they're definitely going to do whatever it takes to make the situation easier for you and to answer your prayers and to answer your questions. So don't hesitate to ask, and don't forget and believe that there's this amazing higher power that's always present with you. Just because we don't see it doesn't mean it's not there. Okay, so let's see this last card. Oh, interesting. Look at that. It says career transition. Your life purpose is triggering a blessed career change. Well, that's cool. So maybe, I don't know, considering this card, if there is a change in your career and you feel like, maybe you're being laid off, or maybe something is not working out in your present job and you're just being led to something totally different, this is totally encouraging you to move forward in a different direction and focus on what it is that you want deep in your heart. What is your life purpose? What is your soul purpose? I think those questions are literally among the most important questions we need to ask ourselves while we're on this physical plane, Because if you don't know what your purpose is, you're kind of just living life. You're kind of like lost at sea. You're here and then you're there and you're wondering why nothing feels right or nothing really makes sense. The whole life is just a chain of events and changes that most of the time you don't even want. And nothing depends on you. But it's not true. A lot depends on us. We have a lot of responsibility. Nobody knows how much for sure, but I feel, honestly, and I've always felt this for some reason, that it's always 50-50. It's like 50% you can control your life and you have free will and you can make choices, you can take relationships to the next level, or you can break up, or this or that. There's a million variations of things you can do. But along with that, there's always something that's kind of guiding you and that's helping you find your true self, your authentic self, and what you want, and your life purpose, and why you're here. Because I guarantee you didn't just randomly come into this world for no freaking reason, okay? You do have a purpose, and it's really important to spend time figuring out exactly what that is and what you feel it is. So I guess this message from your soul is saying that if you are in a career transition, that's exactly what needs to be happening for you to fulfill your soul purpose and to move to a happier place, to move to a place that is the best possible place for you. So definitely pay attention to the signs. Maybe this is one of them. Pay attention to any messages you hear and receive and any synchronicities, and be open to the fact that even if a certain change doesn't feel right at the moment, it is for your highest good. And you are being watched and you are being guided. You are loved and you're not alone. That pretty much sums it up. I hope you enjoyed this reading and it resonated with you. And if it did, please consider subscribing and liking this video. It would really mean a lot to me. And if you'd like a personal reading, definitely reach out to me via askyoursoul.org. Other than that, I hope you guys have an awesome day or night, and I look forward to doing more readings for you soon. And I'm totally wishing you all the best and sending positive vibes your way. Bye!